Awesome. All right. Hold on 1 second, guys. Gotta get the tripod back on the right way. Cool. Alright. Back. That's better, right? Full screen. I'm gonna wait for people to come back. I'm not going to have the air on for that long. I just got to get it cooled down a little bit. What's up, site service? Philip, what's up? Alright, so tonight I'm doing a zipper stagger fuse Clapton. It may get more complicated than that as long as everything goes well from here on out. So, a zipper stagger fuse Clapton. So a stagger fuse Clapton with a zipper inside. So, I'm going to use 38 gauge for my Clapton and fusing wire. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get about 12 inches of 38 gauge, snip it off. And I'm going to make a loop with it by tying a knot. So now I got a 38 gauge loop. It's almost like a bracelet, like my hand could fit in there. Alright. So what I've been using is something with a little more weight. And I got a Simple Mod clone. And I take a light RDA. Alright. I put the loop like on the 510 connection. And then you could do whatever. You could wrap it around the 510 connection once. And then I put my RDA on my Simple Mod and I kind of just trap that loop in there. made this loop way too big. Way too big. So what I'm going to do, hopefully this works, is I'm going to send most of my loop down inside my simple mod. Since it's a hybrid, it's got a hole there. I'm going to send it down there, make my loop a little smaller coming out. And hopefully this still threads. I think it will. Yep, still threads. Alright, so now I got a much smaller loop. What's up, Alaska? Will? Alright. Cool. What's up, Dan? Steven? Now I'm going to get some 26 gauge. I'm going to stretch it out. Cut it. I'm just going to do this 2 times. I'm not going to do one big strand. I'm going to do 2 littler strands. I'm going to take one piece of 26. Bend a 90 in it. Get that in my drill. I bought these little clips. I wanted to try them out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm also adding a swivel. Yeah, I've been using this with 36 gauge, and I really like it. We'll see what happens with 38. It may very well be too heavy. We'll find out. Yeah, these are. I think I could find smaller than this actually. So I'm getting my 38 and starting a Clapton, making it a little spaced. Alright. Now, since this is heavy, I'm going to be pulling my drill back when I Clapton, making sure that this is nice and strong, nice and straight. But this simple mod is copper. It's not too heavy. I've used it before. So I'm going to open up my drill. I'm going to get my loop, drop it on my core, and then insert my core back into the drill chuck, making sure everything's tight. And then I'm going to take my loop and drop it in the very last space I made with the Clapton. So I had to fix the loop on this before because the mod was touching my table. It was so low. So now I'm going to see if this works out. I'm going to keep a 90-degree angle with my Clapton wire. It's definitely a bit heavy. It did a good job, but it's definitely a bit heavy. I even got a bow in my wire. For 36, this worked really good. I bet you for 34, it would work really good too. It's just a little bit heavy. I'm using it for the next one though. Do them both the same. Hopefully get the same results. Bend to 90 in my 26. That piece of 26 was fucked up. Am I still moving, guys? Because my screen, I'm frozen on my screen. I could see the chat still going. What the fuck? What the fuck? Ugh. I see is. I don't know what's up tonight. I've tried the button method. Not a huge fan. But I use a method a lot like it. So, with the clip. I should say I'm not a huge fan of me using it. If other people use it, awesome. As long as you get even spacing and whatever helps you. There's no right or wrong way. Just whatever way is best for you is the good way. That was me. I froze it on purpose. I had to throw my charger in. Yeah. Alright. Alright. Gonna get my 38 on my 26, start my clapton. Make sure it's a little spaced. Thank you. Drop my loop on my 26 gauge. Get that loop in the last space made. Yeah, I would suggest this method for 36 and 34, not for 38. Definitely not for 40. I think the 40 would just snap. Alright. So I got my 2 frames, I got my zipper. Now I gotta get my zipper inside my 2 frames. So I want to touch these frames very little. I don't want to mess up the spaces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my zipper wires. I'm going to get my hot glue ready. I'm going to get one frame, put it on one side. I'm going to get the other frame and put it on the other side. I'm going to get some 38 gauge and I'm just going to wrap it temporarily until I hot glue it. Alright, so now I don't want to bind this too much. It's usually better off if you don't bind stagger fuse claptons. If there's round wire that is staggered, you're better off not putting many binds in it. So I'm going to go down to the end and I'm lightly going to wrap some 38 around the end here. I don't want to go too crazy. If stuff wants to move as I'm fusing it, I want it to be able to move. I'm going to leave it a little long in case I want to take it off. Alright. So right now I have no binds in the middle of this, and I'm good with that. So now I have the shortest loop from my frames is going to go back onto my swivel. And then I'm going to take the other end here and carefully I'm going to get it in the drill the way I'm going to want it. So nice and flat inside the drill, coming out the chuck, making sure nothing's messed up from the jump. Then I'm going to take the one that I didn't put around there. It's a bit longer. And I'm going to wrap it around here. So now both my frames are on there. The zipper isn't, but that's fine. The zipper doesn't have to be. Alright, so my swivel's holding it just a little bit. It's just holding it in the air for me as I fuse this, making sure that it stays turning as I go. Nothing crazy. This is actually a little bit different of a setup than I usually do, but I'm trying it out. I think it'll work pretty good. I have these clothesline clips, and I'm going to put one on here, right near my drill chuck where I'm going to start off. just so I can get a good starting point. And so everything's flat when I start. All right, let me see if I could set up some sort of some tripod action so you guys could see me fuse this as I fuse it. Hopefully I get it done in enough time that it's not like a bore fest. Alright. Let me take a little vape, and I'm just going to take my 38 and I'm going to start fusing this. I'm going to try to get a little more macro than this so you guys can see me skip fuse a bit. And then I'm going to put the camera back after a little bit so you can kind of see the hand motions I'm making as I'm weaving this skip fuse. So when I did the pitchfork, right, there was only one wire that was staggered, so I was able to go down that wire fairly quickly to get my spacing, my skip fuse on that. But when there's two wires spaced, you have to do the weave thing. Now sometimes you get lucky and you hold it in the right angle and you don't have to do the weave thing the whole way or anything. If your spacing's really good, you're going to be quicker at doing this skip fuse. I love the skip fuse. If you've never tried it, I suggest you do. There's just something about it that is satisfying. It's just, I don't know. It's almost therapeutic skip fusing. So I'm definitely going to need these and my 38. And actually, even to make this quicker, especially since you guys aren't looking at my dumb ass, I might even use my my goggles here, my new whatchamacallits. And it actually might even shed some more light. Yeah. See how these work out for this. Maybe I can go a little quicker with it. Oh yeah. Alright, I'm going to take my 38 gauge and just hand wrap it around the beginning of this just to get it anchored in there. I'll do a close-up soon so you guys could kind of see what's going on if you don't understand completely. I'm going to get a little bit, and once I get a little bit done, I'm going to crimp it flat. Once I go a little more, crimp it again. Damn it. So definitely, if you're going to fuse this again, you definitely want clean spacing. You don't want to you don't want to have a mess going on. You want to have your spacing really good. Let's say your spacing ain't perfect and you want that skip fuse. What you're going to want to do, if you have to make up for some kind of angle that's being made, don't go backwards, leave an extra space. So what I mean is, if you got to make a choice to make up for an angle of either doing no space or two spaces, do two spaces. So you leave some kind of space open for your next fuse. Don't do no space, because then your next fuse has nowhere to go. Two spaces, at least it has two spaces you could choose from on your next fuse. Go a little bit more, crimp it straight. So at this point, I'm not holding, I guess you guys could see, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not holding the spool. I'm holding the wire with my fingers. I feel as though I do a lot better like that with my fusing. With my skip fusing, I should say, not with all fusing. Just my skip fusing. And here's what we got going on so far. Zipper inside of a stagger fuse Clapton. My spacing's looking pretty good going up this wire. Hopefully that's a good sign of things to come. I'm skipping a space as I go. So far, so good. What's up, Zach? Yeah, these little clothespins are pretty awesome to use. All right. Where should somebody go to learn the basics? My channel. I have a basic Clapton tutorial. My first look for just starting off videos in my channel. There's actually a whatchamacallit. There's actually a playlist I have set up for beginners. And that's exactly the reason why I do it, is when somebody asks that question, so. There you go. And I also tell you other videos to look for. But I think if you follow what I tell you in there, I think you'll be all set. Just trying to get this camera set up good. I think I make my videos pretty easy to find on my channel. But if you ever have an issue, DM me and I'll send you links and stuff. But I do have a beginner's playlist, so. I gotta make the frame staple tutorial next. I've just been so busy with work. If it wasn't live videos, I haven't been building. And sometimes you get into these grooves and then you stop to do something even when you're crimping it or something. Usually not when you're crimping it. Usually like when you stop for a little longer than that and it's hard to get right back into the groove of it. It's better to just try to go down the whole entire thing one shot. What I think I'm going to do though, which I think I feel pretty comfortable with doing, is I'm going to do one coil, a little bit more than one coil, and I'm just going to snip it off. I'm not going to sit here and do this full 10 inches of wire. I'm going to do about 5 inches, snip it off, and I'm still using the goggles right now. Yup, this is actually the first time I'm using them, to tell you the truth. And I do like them. For this build, especially with 38, they're not absolutely needed. But I could see them helping people more with them than without. I honestly think I'd be going just as quick without them for this build. But I definitely see how it's going to help me in the later rounds. Got my zipper acting a little funny on me. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get my paper clip back on it a little further down my wire. Or my clothesline clip, whatever the hell it is. I got this clip, them small clips at AC Moore. I'm sure you can find them online. They're just small clothesline clips. Sometimes the zipper stands up taller than the 26. It's a very flimsy wire, the zipper, and it stops you from fusing it easily. Come on. Almost done the first coil. And I'll snip it off, and let me switch this view for a bit so you can see what's going on like this. Well, that's not a good view. Ooh. Now we're cooking. Yeah, when I look up these goggles, I look them up under jeweler's glasses, because it also has the little jeweler's loop on there. So what I'll show you guys when I'm done this one coil, I'll show you like what it all is. It's actually 3 sets of magnifying glasses, and as you flip one down, it gets bigger and bigger, obviously. And all 3 align, or you could use them all separately. Yeah. But you know, I use reading glasses work pretty good too for me. If you just need that, like, if it's really bad, get something like these. But if you just need a little bit more magnification, reading glasses work fine too. My zipper starts to pop up there. It wants to make a kind of a triangle motion. You gotta crimp it back down. I just want to go another, I don't know, half of an inch or so. Just want to get some wrap so when I cut it, it's ready to go for when I want to pick up this end. All right. So now I'm going to cut this bit off. I could fuse the rest of this later. Let me just put it aside. Damn it. So I got my 38 attached to that. I'm going to have to get another 38 spool out. Luckily, I have another 38 spool. Alright, let me just give this a little bit of an untwisting. So this coil alone is a good vape. Lots of people who have tried this coil really like it. I used to build it. Some guy used to order like 3 or 4 sets every month for a couple months. What's up, Fresh? Sorry I haven't been talking, guys. I've just been in the zone. What's this about Cheetos? So here is a zipper. Yeah, deep in concentration. A zipper inside of a stagger fuse Clapton. So now, what we want to do is frame this with something and fuse that together and fuse that in the rest of the spaces. Now, since there's only one space left, this part's a lot easier of a fuse because I don't have to skip spaces or nothing. I just go into them spaces. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. The one end's a lot better than the other. Actually, no, I think that's just the lighting I'm catching. I like how this looks. Thanks, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's see if I can bang this out, wrap this up, and show you guys what this thing... Actually, this is going to be the first time I see something like this. Sorry guys, I had to plug in the charger real quick. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is, I don't want to get too crazy because that's what happened last week and I really regret it what I did. So I'm just going to get some 28 gauge. Let me just straighten this out a bit so I could put my 28 gauge. Because I don't know if I've ever double framed something with round wire. Like 2 sets of round wire. So there will be literally no staple in this build. No ribbon wire. Just all round wire. Twisted wire and round wire. So I got a nice straight length here. I think I got about 4 inches here. Four and a half, plenty enough. So I'm going to get some 28 gauge. 28 gauge Niachrome. I'm going to take a little vape. And actually, while I take a vape, you know what? Let me tell you guys about the future. Not about the future. Guys, I don't know shit about the future. I know Game of Thrones is going to be tight. So, these goggles though. So you got a little light, LED, flips up, you put your batteries in there, easy. The light actually does have like a little knob where it moves back and forth. You see it going there? Alright. So, the lens that's in the goggles now is 1.9 times magnification. There you go. Sorry, guys. So just the single lens is 1.9 times or 1.8 times magnification, I forget. And then up in here, alright, there's another one, the same reading, 1.9. You flip it up, and now it's doubled. So it's like 4 times magnification. This is also, yes, this is also 4 times magnification. You can see my thumbprint in there. See that shit? Look at that. That's my thumb. So you could flip that down, look through that. That's a jeweler's loop, it's called. And you get 8 times magnification, or you could flip this up and get 6 times magnification. Get it? Yeah, these are RoboCop's reading glasses. Alright. And you know, they could tighten around your head, they could flip up, flip down. Pretty tight, pretty tight. Yeah. Okay, now the problem is I tried to send people, the link, and I just can't copy the damn link. I think that I might have bought from that certain person, I think I might have bought their last set. I know it said there's only 1 set left, but many people have these and they're around the same price. I paid $11 for them, and I don't have a link. But just look up jeweler's goggles or jeweler's glasses, and they'll come up. I wonder if I still have the box. Nah, I think I trashed the box. Yeah, $11. Yep. 1-1, $11. That's it. That is all. Yeah, I tried to get the exact link from where I bought them, and I just couldn't get it. I couldn't get the link. Why am I dripping in a squonker? I don't know. I tried that, and it wasn't, the link wasn't sending people there. Frankenskull clone, and the Gorge. The Gorge is a single coil. The flavor is crazy on it. For a squonk, it's like perfect. The squonk pin comes up and the holes are on the side. It's not in the top. So the holes squirt right to your wick, and then it's up a bit. So it also leaves, instead of like retracting all the juice, it leaves juice in there. So I'm going to do a video on this because somebody actually gave this to me, and they obviously gave it to me to show it off. So I'm going to do a video for it because I appreciate that they gave it to me. It's such a good RDA. Alright. So I'm going to get some 28 gauge. I'm going to get 2 times the length of my coil right now. Stretch. Cut. Put that back. I'm going to take my 28. I'm going to bend the loop. I'm going to cut this off. I got like a little 90 sticking out of my zipper stagger fuse Clapton. So I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to close the loop in. Get it close to my zipper, or close to the frames of my stagger fuse Clapton rather. Shit. I'm just going to get some 40 gauge for now and wrap this up. Make sure everything's flat. Cut that. And I'm actually going to, I'm going to hot glue up here too. I'm going to get that 28 gauge hot glue to them frames. You don't have to. I don't know how to give out wrenches. I would give out a wrench. He's going to have to teach me that trick. I don't know if that's just for the conference calls or if it's for YouTube. If I knew how to give out wrenches, I'd give him one. Yeah. I just clicked on his face, and it doesn't look like it gives me it only gives me an option to put people on timeout or boot them. Doesn't say anything. So with the wrench, can you put links up and shit? That's not just for booting, you could like put up links? Yeah? Ah. Pretty cool. I didn't know that. I thought it was just for booting people. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to learn that. So I got my swivel holding my 28, and I'm just grabbing it down at this end. I'm going to wrap some 40 around this end too. I'm just going to pull everything tight, make sure everything's nice and neat. Take some 40. Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually thinking, yeah. I'm actually thinking of using that Zoom app myself, the conference app. Maybe I could get like a builder on my channel to build with me or something. Just have people on. I'll wait until I get more subs and it just gets a little more active. I don't want to blow my load too quick. I don't want to do all the cool stuff and then run out of ideas. Yeah. Between him and Yeti's uncle. Yeti's uncle was like, I'm not watching you unless you go on YouTube. I can't do it. He didn't say that. What's up, Mark? Okay. I'm good with trolls. I don't really care about trolls. So I used to say it on my Instagram, especially when I'm doing live videos. If a troll comes in the room, I ain't gonna say a thing. And I will bore the shit out of you. If you don't like watching building, oh, you're gonna get bored. And I'm gonna win that game. I could really care less what people are saying. So I got my 38. I made keychains out of them with their big hair. So now I just gotta jump in them gaps with my 38 here. And if all goes well, this is usually the quicker fuse of all three of them. So let me try to bang this out real quick. So just like the first time, you get a little bit, crimp it down, get it nice and flat. Once you got a good foundation, it'll start staying nice and flat. You just got to crimp it every so often. This is the part where the goggles are really coming in handy. The glasses, rather. Swimming goggles, probably not so much. So I'm just looking for the next open space between two wires and hopping in there. Getting a lot of, getting some kind of weird lighting going on. Sometimes if you're having a problem with the build, you might not even think about it, but it may be the lighting and it may be how you're seeing the wire. So I'm big on being square with wire, like having the center of your body centered with where you're fusing, and definitely being able to see what you're doing. Most people don't realize that probably half the time they can't even see what they're doing. And it doesn't mean you have to see the 40 gauge or the 38 all the time. It means you have to see what pattern's being made and stuff like that. I don't have to see every little crevice of this wire. I'm really just looking for a pattern. I'm looking for the space that I need to hop into. Just certain little things. Even a feeling, you can kind of feel when you fall into that space. Alright, I call that halfway. Take a little vape. Almost there. Wow. What an asshole I am. Oh, man. Oh, sorry guys. I forgot to put my charger back in the phone. And my phone completely shut down. Now my phone's on 3%. I fused the rest of it. There was only the lead left. But I fused the rest of it and just cut it and didn't go any further. Man, oh man. But we're almost done this video anyway. I'm glad it let me hop back on to the same video. I didn't want to have 3 videos for this this build. Alright, I'll talk to you, Vaping Bachelor. Thanks for hanging out. So now I'm just trying to find my jeweler's block. I don't know where it is. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty wide coil, especially since I used, there it is, especially since I used 38. It's a pretty big coil. That 38 to 40 gauge difference is huge when you're when there's 3 different fuses on there. So basically when there's 2 frames and you're using 38 instead of 40, it's going to be a fairly big coil. This coil's big. It is. It's probably not even really smart to dual it, I'm just going to dual it for pictures, but I can't see me vaping it dualed. Maybe. I mean, the 30 gauge is Canthal. So maybe I'll vape it dual. But what I like to do is flatten this build out. That's like the last step before I wrap. And usually with 40, I only flatten a little bit. But with this 38 and how wide this build is and how husky it is, I'm able to flatten this out a good amount. I could take my hammer to it if I wanted to, but I'm just going to do it like this. I feel like I get a nice clean look when I just roll it out with this mod on the jeweler's block. Just do a couple rolls and that should be it. One of these sides is going to look better than the other because of how I fused it. You can make both sides look good. You just got to take your time in doing it and weave in and out. I kind of half and half did that. But I know one side's going to look better than the other on this one. I didn't want to take too long on this. So, I got to make sure I stay with my charger in. Just a single coil is going to be low ohms. I know that. That's why I don't think it would be smart to do dual coil on this one. Come on. Yeah, I could throw them in a parallel box. I actually have a triple parallel box. Yeah, I'm hoping this is the bad side and the other side's the good side. Yeah. This is a lot better. Used to remind me. Philip says used to remind me the way they drew Spider-Man webs in the 80 comics. And I actually know exactly what you're talking about. You can see that zipper in there. There's a little parts where the fuse didn't quite fall into the space. That's alright though. Once I wrap this up, I'll be able to hide any little imperfections. Yeah, the zippers are, it's a good little difference than just seeing staple wires in the middle. I mean, everybody puts staple wires in the middle. There's nothing wrong with that. I love me some staple wire. But it's cool to look inside of a stagger fuse Clapton sometimes and see something different. Yeah, see, there's the mistakes. Let me wrap this up and see how, yeah, I've done them with braids too. All that. Braids just take a lot longer. That's why I just do the zippers. It's easier just to twist up a couple wires than to sit there and braid. I'm going to do braids one time live. I just got to, I haven't braided since Coil Wars. I haven't braided a single thing. We're coming up on a year, too. So. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Let me get my 3mm. Where is that thing? Oh, of course, I put it back. So there's no staple wire in here. It shouldn't be very hard to wrap at all. I mean, there's a lot of frames in there, so who knows? It's definitely a strong wire. You got the 6 wires to make up the zipper. Then you have 26 frames. And then after the 26 frames were fused, 38 frames. So I think 4 wrap is going to be the only thing I can do with this. I don't think 5 wrap's going to fit in many of my regular RDAs. Maybe in like a 40mm RDA or a 30mm RDA, something like that. But I don't think in a 24 a 5 wrap's going to fit. I think it's going to be pretty hard to get a 4 wrap to fit, to tell you the truth. Nah, it's not springy. Zippers are, but when it's got this many frames, it's not too bad. Looks like I could hide more mistakes than that. What does it underneath look like? Yeah, see, I shouldn't have bent my leads yet. I shouldn't have did that. You should check your coil first before you bend your leads. I shouldn't have did that. I usually never do that. So I really want the bottom to be the top. Take out the first wrap. Luckily it's not a staple wire, because this wouldn't have been able to work out if it was. Alright. So that's why it's good to have long leads, because if you see a mistake, maybe you could erase that mistake by taking one wrap out and putting one wrap in, flipping it over, seeing what that looks like. That's a shitty way to do it. Alright, I can live with this. So, off camera, probably tomorrow, I'm going to really take my time on that second strand. See if I can't make it look a little bit nicer, a little bit cleaner. Thank you, Fresh. It should color up pretty cool too, seeing that the zipper is Canthol, the rest is Nichrome. Definitely a bulky guy, that's for sure. Alright, so I am going to bring this video to an end. You guys should see pictures on this coil on Instagram. Probably, I'll try to get it up there tomorrow night. Start getting pictures of this up. Other than that, if you guys haven't checked out the show from last night on Fresh's channel, go check it out. We had fun with Ramo, Vape Rye, and the regular panel over on Fresh's channel for Fridays. Obviously, go check out my Instagram. It's been a little slow lately because I've been doing so much on YouTube. But hit the like button. Check out the other videos. Check out the Resistance crew build team. Follow each other. Thanks for hanging out, and yeah, it was a good one. And sorry for all the technical difficulties. There was a lot tonight. But we got through it. I wish I had a meter. I gotta get one. A meter that I could just clip on the ends and tell you what these are. I wonder if USO Meter sells them. I know Coil Master has one where the wires come out with the clips and you just clip it onto each lead. You don't have to mount a coil to get the reading. But alright guys, thanks. Yeah, the 521 tab, exactly. I got work tomorrow, so I gotta get to bed. Take it easy guys, thank you.